Oh, I just realized I have the mic a little bit low. Anyway. Back. If I can not have my controller disconnect, that would be much appreciated. There we go. Yeah. Another late stream because I'm always busy with something or other. But, yeah, we got nighttime in Tharbad. Let's talk to everybody like usual. There's another trader I know who lost his camel. It sounded like a real nightmare. Gotta be careful so the same thing doesn't happen to me. Cross that bridge if I come to it. For now, I'm taking a break. You only live once. I bought one of those orbital hookahs that are so big right now. Might as well give it a whirl, right? This is what it tastes like. It's got its quirks, but it's not bad for what it is. Stings my nose a little, but sure wakes you up. It's the narcotics. The fact I can smoke this while riding my camel or in the car is a real lifesaver as a traveling salesman, I'll tell you what. Yeah, those orbital hookahs will definitely be a plot device. I just do not know how. Thanks for fixing the problem over at the Mom down the street. You guys have been a big help around here. If only Mom would take a page out of your book. Instead of doing something worthwhile with her time, she's just been playing Cupid all year. She wants you to hurry up and settle down for the future of the inn, but I'm just not ready to take over. I'm not being humble. My mother's really intent on me settling down and starting a family. One time I just happened to say how pretty one of the dancing sisters was, and then she went out and tried to find a girl like her. If you're wondering why she didn't introduce us, it's because she couldn't possibly picture us being a good fit, which... sigh. Well, the person in question, on behalf of the hammam owner, I just wanted to thank you all again for helping out with that. It's amazing just how much you can accomplish when we come together to solve a problem like that. Also, I'm glad we had an extra bed to spare for that lovely new lady you've added to your ranks. I hate having to put her in that shared room, but all our other rooms are full. You got really lucky with your reservation there. Yeah, sure it's a coincidence. Now that our son's getting older, I feel it's time for him to start getting ready to take over the inn in the future. I'm trying to set him up with a nice girl who'll settle down, but he's completely glum about the whole idea. Puts me in a bit of a spot. Wish he had more confidence in himself. He's a perfectly capable young man who's got his act together. What isn't there to like? I just remembered something. Gotta close this. Most likely gonna bork the stream for a second. Although hopefully OBS will not crash. Good thing the VOD is offline, right?
Looking is always free, you know. Come back for more anytime.
Let's see, do we have anything to cook? No. Do we have any books that we haven't read? We not read Hyrule Times issue 4?
Lady?
I'm almost certain that we should have. Yeah, we're already at the far end back here. We have no updates to the current events. Optional event over there, main event over there. Okay, we'll head there last. My traditional flame-powered hookahs still sell pretty well these days, but it's these new orbital-powered hookahs that draw in all the repeat customers now. It's a shame. The old-fashioned ones still have a lot to offer as long as you enjoyed them in moderation. But times are what they are, sigh. Yeah, it's like that with vapes, where everybody can just bring them everywhere. Right?
Why, hello.
You do what you want, but in moderation.
You. Why, hello.
Anything interesting here that we can make? Here's like the unique ones. Yeah, here's the fake mascot straps. Makes a leopard strap in the end. And if we don't have, like, some of these equipped, like, it'd probably say that, oh, it costs like 60 material, geez.
Thank you.
Expensive.
The atmosphere feels pretty different here compared to daytime.
Reminds me a lot of the night market in Longport.
Alright. The film festival's great for business. With all these tourists coming to town, my sales have nearly doubled. I'm a little concerned I'm going to run low on some of my stock, but that's not the worst problem to have when I can put so much money away. Plus, my daughter's so curious about Western culture. I want to take her traveling one of these days, so it'll help me save for that too.
Alrighty.
Thanks for shopping.
You won't find this shit?
Remember something for dinner? How about some camel meat? They say it pairs well with a nice libation. What is a libation? Looking up that word. Give me a second. Libation. A drink poured out as an offering to a deity. Can be used in a humorous manner, just referring to a drink. Sounds about right. Here in the Central East, families often come together to eat camel meat on holidays and the like. That guy could probably use a little bit less drink over there. You might find yourself craving some alcohol at those gatherings, but our customs strictly forbid drinking at those times.
Hey there. See ya.
Racer. You might have gotten the trouble sorted out at the bazaar, but something about it all still doesn't sit right with me. I heard Tharbad seeing more and more tourists who are getting out of hand, like what those dancers had to deal with. I think tomorrow I'll focus my efforts on the entertainment district. More people from out of town end up there. I heard Sarah and Shahina were ambushed by some awful guys that afternoon. It must have been scary. I guess drawing a crowd isn't all fun and games when you get to be as popular as they are. Racer Guild, currently short-staffed. Please, you gotta help me. Is there any chance I could see a green-haired racer who works here? I lost my wallet somewhere. I'm hoping if I talk to him, he might know where it could have gone. Seems the receptionist's a little occupied at the moment. This guy must be deaf if he's coming here at this hour asking for help. Indeed. Let's watch and see what happens. Perhaps we'll learn something. I'm sorry, I'm going to need a little more information first. Could you explain what exactly is going on? Right, of course. Basically, I was on my way to Tharbad driving along the Sand Sea. Everything was going just fine until I suddenly, out of nowhere, blew a tire. Luckily, this green-haired bracer ran over to help us. He was kind enough to patch up the tire with the tools he had. It turned out he was heading to Tharbad too, so we let him hitch a ride with us to thank him for his generosity. That we all made it to Tharbad, but just as I was going through my things so I could find my wallet and buy some souvenirs, that's when I realized it went missing, and now I'm scrambling to find it. There's something you can do? Alright, I understand. You want to talk to this bracer to see if he has seen or possesses your wallet. Yeah, that's exactly right. You need to wonder if maybe I got pickpocketed somehow while he was fixing our tire. I just want to ask if he noticed anything strange. Now, is there any way you can call him over? I'm sorry, it's probably going to take a little time for us to arrange a meeting with him. What's his name? Based on your description, I know for a fact that he doesn't belong to our branch. That's what makes it tricky. Ah, I see. I'd say it's more likely that whoever it was who came over and helped you was operating independently. No bracer matching that description is registered with us. If he's in town, we probably won't hear from him until at least tomorrow. Really? Guess I'll just have to wait and hope for the best. Bill, if you hear anything about my wallet tonight, could you get in touch with me? I'll wait around outside by the oasis in case anything comes up. Sigh. Never ends. I feel bad for her. Maybe the guild's getting so many visitors she can't catch a break. Yeah, I hope that other man manages to find his wallet too. It's awful having it stolen. Let's have a chat with her now that we're here and the line's opened up. We can learn something interesting. Like who this bracer you're referring to is. Meet again. Looks like you're keeping busy taking people's requests this late. Ah, you all again. You heard that, I'm guessing. Yeah, we did. I'm sorry, we didn't really mean to pry. The man said he lost his wallet, right? If only there was some way to talk to that green-haired bracer he mentioned and get his side of the story. Indeed, although it sounds like determining which bracer it was could prove to be difficult. Telling me, I'm pretty confident it's someone from out of town who decided to come by and help. But when he'll get in touch, who knows? He could drop by after he's checked out the city tonight. It could take him longer, even. Until we can figure out more, there's no way for me to pinpoint which bracer it was that man met. So it's mostly hurry up and wait for tomorrow. Ooh. You guys are weirdly interested in all this. Who cares if this mystery bracer shows up with 1 wallet or 100? Vladimir, sure, but it's got nothing to do with us. Maybe, but something about this whole situation stinks. What do you mean? Nothing. Just talking to myself. Good luck getting the guy sorted out. Was it, Melchior? He's the only green-haired guy I can think of off the top of my head. Although it's more mint. From the sound of that man, you don't want to let this go. Well, the guy mentioned he was going to hang out over by the Oasis. Couldn't hurt to have a chat with him. See if we can coax anything else out. As you wish, Mr. Arkwright. You have a note. The fact we have limited room to navigate these cases unless a civilian is directly harmed does make things more difficult. We're trying to investigate what's going on in Tharbad's shadows right now. Unfortunately, we can only take it so far by ourselves. We'll probably need to coordinate with the police to some extent to get anywhere. Which is to say, if you all find anything, please don't keep it to yourselves. The more we work together, the better this will all end. We'll see. I hope you're all able to find out who that mysterious green-haired bracer is by tomorrow. If not, we'll probably have to open an investigation ourselves so we can get the victim his wallet back. We can't keep him waiting too long. Here we go. And they're still not here, right? Yep. And these two are still hanging out. Now that I've introduced them to everyone at the bazaar, we're going to go off and have dinner somewhere. She's not so good with words, but thankfully everyone seems to understand that she's sorry for all the trouble she's caused. Not everyone's forgiven her, but I was at least able to get them to tolerate her being in the bazaar, which is an important first step. What happens from there might come down to how hard she decides to work. I'm going to treat Sanem to a good meal before we head over to the temple. It's about time she had something nice.
Indeed.
Between running away from you guys and then introducing myself to everyone at the bazaar, today has been a lot. Like, a lot. I'm so tired. I feel like I could pass out any second. At the church. Laura thought her son would be so interested in other cultures. He told me he wants to have a lamp and a rug. We should probably just get him the lamp, don't you think? A rug's going to be a bit expensive. I don't know, just because he wants a rug doesn't mean we all couldn't use it as a family. Why don't we buy a replica or something? Also, not to change the subject, but honey, what's that thing you're smoking? Oh, this? It's a hookah. It's a traditional way of smoking tobacco in the Central East. This portable type you can carry around with you only came out recently. It's pretty handy. I know I've been trying to cut back on smoking, but I thought I should at least try this stuff since we're here. Can't hurt. Yes, it can. I never expected my son to be so taken with Central Eastern culture. It's great. Taking it as a sign that we should travel more often. Speaking of Central Eastern culture, I knew about hookahs before coming here. I had no idea these orbital hookahs were a thing nowadays. Feels like they popped up out of nowhere. I appreciate my husband taking us all out on this trip, especially since it's given our son so many new experiences. I don't know if smoking that hookah when he's not used to it is such a good idea, though, no matter how ambient he says it is. Are those hookahs really that good? I see an awful lot of people smoking them all over town. You have to wonder. It makes me so happy to see little Clem take an interest in our folklore. It's been a pleasure to teach him about it. Some of our congregants have expressed concern that people are beginning to forget the moral teachings behind such stories. But all you need is to see a child listening and enjoying those stories innocently to know that hope is by no means lost. See, I told you Mother Jamila knows lots of stories. She always puts her all into telling them too. That's what makes going to Sunday school so much fun. Yeah, I bet. She's really, really good. I'm so happy I got to hear new stories from her. This temple's so amazing. Even though we both pray to the same goddess, it looks and feels completely different from the chapel I go to. Wow, it's really that different? That's crazy. I'd love to hear what Western ones are like. Could you tell me a little about them? I want to teach Imani all about the fairy tales of where I'm from. I know, maybe I should give her my picture book that I brought with me. That's okay, isn't it? It'll be like a souvenir, but of me, since it's from my home. She won't even have to travel for it. Slim is really interested in fairy tales. I wonder what sort of books he likes to read at home. After talking to him, I want to learn about stories from further west.
Indeed.
I would also like to learn about these stories because they often have future implications in the overall narrative. Touristy states have no respect for what they're visiting. Tharbad isn't just some theme park that exists for their enjoyment, it's a place where people live and they want to live here in peace. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy to see that kid take an interest in our culture. I wish more people were like him.
Alrighty.
Our cultural district isn't some sort of museum exhibit. It's home to many people, a place whose ways of living are precious to them. Figuring out how to preserve and uphold those traditions while embracing modernization is always a constant balancing act we must deal with. This temple does its best to respond to people's concerns, and we therefore serve as something of a representative of the community. Central Eastern temples are institutions of tolerance. At heart, we always strive to promote mutual understanding among one another. Tharbad used to be a trading hub first and foremost, but in the past 2 decades it's rapidly developed into a city for recreation. As a result, there are naturally a number of citizens who feel concerned that Tharbad's losing sight of its original culture. I do my best to take their thoughts and feelings into consideration in talking to people so that together we can make Tharbad even better.
Very well.
There are a few more people to talk to and then side quest. I saw Sarah talking to some hairy old guy. He was weird. He was dressed up like he was on a vacation. My brother said his name is Mr. Goaty. I guess he's somebody important who works for the film festival. Sarah looked so surprised when he was talking to him. Wait a minute, is she gonna be dancing in the parade? She is, isn't she? Oh, what does that mean? Sigh. I had a lot of tours today, which is great, but every one of my customers was acting like a nut. It was scary. Is it something in the hookahs, maybe? We've been getting a lot of people lately who are like those men who harassed Sarah and Shahina. People with no inhibitions at all. I had people during my Sansi tours that tried to wander off on me and go who knows where, despite it being, a desert. Now that Sarah's been recruited to perform in the festival, I just hope nothing weird happens that ruins a parade. That'd be terrible. If I'm being honest with you guys, it feels like this city's gotten more and more dangerous lately in all sorts of ways. They might not show it, but I have to imagine that deep down, Sarah and Shahina are worried. They work in the streets after all. Those two have so much on their plate. I really hope they can continue dancing in peace. But who knows what's going to happen. Yeah, I'm going to shoot out the prediction that the orbital hookahs are basically being manipulated by a Genesis or something along those lines. I don't know how that works, but that's, something in this is revolving around those orbital hookahs, and I don't know what. Sigh. Am I ever going to find this guy, even if the Brace Guild doesn't know where he is? Man, he could be anywhere. Guess I'll have to wait around a little and hope I hear back from the guild. I would like to bring up this topic,
Let me ask you something.
Here. Hold it. Hey, I want to introduce myself. We're from Arkwright Solutions. We were just at the guild, too. Happened to overhear your conversation at the front desk. Oh yeah, I kind of remember passing by you people on the way out. Would any of you happen to know where I might find that green-haired bracer? Not quite. We're actually looking for him too. Got some business of our own. I was hoping you could tell us a little bit more about what happened. Would you mind? Anything else you could think of will help, big or small. Like, did he have any other distinct features, or did anything else stick out to you in general? You too, huh? I'm sorry, in terms of features, I don't remember anything else other than he had green hair. I wish I could be of more help on that end. That's my memory. As for anything else that stuck out, No, nothing really comes to mind. Wait, that's not true. Actually, I do remember something that happened after we arrived. We bumped into a police officer who was patrolling the parking lot. I decided to go up to him and say hello, strike up a little bit of a conversation. But for some reason, the bracer looked uncomfortable. It wouldn't look the officer in the eye. The bracer was avoiding a police officer's gaze entirely. That's certainly a little unusual. That's what I thought. I have heard that cops and bracers don't always get along all that well. Figured maybe that's all it was. It seemed odd though. Wait, I never heard that before. Is that true? It's common for police and bracers to run into one another at times because they both work to maintain the peace. The difference is the police work fully within the law, meanwhile a bracer's first duty is protecting people. Though they theoretically can act extra legally to do so, and sometimes they face jurisdictional friction and, well, differences of opinion. Oh, I get it. I guess I could see how that happened. In this case, though, I think this bracer of yours might have had some other real good reasons for being a little skittish. Huh? I don't understand. What do you mean? Don't worry about it. We're saying we're gonna look into it on our end, too, and see if we can turn anything up. I get you're keen to have your wallet back, but I think you should call it a night and come back tomorrow. I suppose you have a point. On that note, if I may, were you able to find a place to stay despite you losing your wallet? Yeah, thanks for asking. The guild was kind enough to cover me until I can pay them back. As long as I find my wallet soon, everything should work out one way or the other. I'm still anxious, but knowing that I've got you all in the guild looking into it, I guess I feel okay going back to my room for the night. I'm glad to hear that's all been taken care of. Please, take care on your way. That's one way to get rid of a guy. Now we can talk openly. Alright, so it sounds like this green-haired bracer could be an imposter. What gonna do about it? Wait, what? He is? Are you saying this is like what happened with that fake police officer we had to deal with before? It's a distinct possibility, but we can't say for sure yet. If this is true, that's really underhanded of him. You're telling me, your average person isn't ever going to suspect a bracer of committing a crime. Therefore, if someone were to believably impersonate a bracer, they would be able to get away with a great many things. That could be quite damaging to the organization's reputation if nothing was done about it. Luckily, as far as I can tell, the only victim who's emerged so far is that man, or at least he's the only one to file a report. If we're quick enough in catching this imposter, we can minimize the amount of damage he'll do. Normally ain't exactly the business of covering the guild's ass or anything. They can handle themselves just fine. I don't see the harm in sticking our necks out just this once. It'll help us understand what's happening on the ground in this town, too. So, come hell or high water, we'll uncover who this green-haired chump really is. Hey, kills time, I'm game. Lead the way, Chief. I see no reason not to proceed. Yeah, my full support as always, Mr. Arkwright. Well, if we're gonna do this, what are we gonna do first? Should we see if anyone else has seen this bracer? Maybe if we talk to more people, we could start tracking him down. That's exactly what I think we should do. We need to figure out this guy's trajectory. If he is a fraud, though, it's probably safe to assume that he's keeping his distance from the cultural district for obvious reasons. Perhaps we should talk to the people in the entertainment district and see if he's been spotted around there then. Good point. The casino dealers could be a good place to start. They're bound to pay close attention to who's coming in. Anybody who spends a lot of time outside of it might have seen him too. All good ideas. Hopefully, once we start talking to some people, we'll come up with some leads. Well, no time like the present. Let's roll.
Time to start working.
The bogus bracer started. So,
Ladder launch.
none of those. Oh, the sand sea is off limits. They won't let me go to the entertainment district yet? Do I have to trigger the quest thing over there, I guess? Let's see.
Not this way.
Yep. Alright, we have to go here first. Even with the film festival right around the corner, the nights around here have gotten strangely loud and hectic. Unlike the entertainment district, it used to be that when the sun went down, things really mellowed out in the cultural district. But lately it's becoming more and more like the entertainment district. It's all a little concerning. those dang hookahs. I can sympathize with Abdullah's worries. Tharbad is changing so fast, it feels as though we hardly have time to even remember tradition. Even so, we mustn't forget that we have Professor Hamilton and her incredible work to thank for our current fortune. To be disrespectful at everything she's done for our fair city to completely reject the Tharbad we have today. It might well be worthwhile for us to take a step back, like she did, and reconsider our position. Send to those newfangled mechanical hookahs. They've ruined the flavor of our own hookahs over here. What could these people possibly want, thinking they could come in here with a weird device mechanizing our culture? We're gonna need to have another talk with Father Mukhtar about the state of the world, because I don't like where it's headed, that's for sure.
Indeed.
There they are. It's amazing how good the hammam is at cleaning your skin and removing hair. I've heard stories before, but hammaming is believing. I don't just feel like I look better. I can tell my blood flow's improved too. It's so nice and warm, I'm gonna sleep like a log tonight. I should see if Altair has any hammams. Wait, no, I shouldn't. That'll ruin the surprise when I go there, if I know what to expect. Additional technology like this is so impressive. I remember being blown away by the Loyally bath I took when I was in Remiferia too.
Well...
So does that mean Van is from Remiferia, if they call the saunas Loyalies over there?
Heading into the hammam?
As he says, admissions on the house. These I could do for saving my old business. Sure. See if we get any special events.
That's the stuff.
I'm really working up a sweat.
Into the water, and
That was nice and refreshing.
Glad to see you enjoyed yourself.
Thanks for getting the water back and running again, everyone. Feel free to relax here as long as you all like. In fact, I know you only asked for one free bath, but you can use these facilities as much as you like. I heard how much trouble it was. It's become easy to take our water for granted nowadays, even though we're in the middle of a desert. But before the professor and the Vern Company came through with the Waterworks project, sometimes we went bone dry out here. We've been blessed with so much water for 20 years, I was beginning to forget what a miracle that whole system really is. West. Hi Sheena, hi Sarah. Looks like our hunch was right. Good to see you ladies. Oh, hello everyone. Fiona was just telling us about you all. It sounds like you guys had to clear out some monsters to get the baths back up and running. That's amazing. I knew you guys were talented. Thanks again for everything you all did. I'd still be in dire straits if it weren't for you folks. All part of being a Spriggan. We got plenty out of the whole exercise too, so it was good for everyone. Well, that's good to hear. By the way, who might you be? I don't believe you were with them earlier. Forgive my late introduction. You may call me Reset. I was dispatched here on short notice. You two are Miss Sarah and Miss Shahina, correct? It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Nice to meet you too. Wait, is that a maid outfit you're wearing? I've never seen one of those in person before. Not precisely. This is the uniform that I wear for work. You can think of it as a combat suit designed to let me offer maximum support to my customers when needed. That sounds, complicated, whatever it is. You look super cool in it, that's for sure. Hey, since we're all here, why don't you guys join us in the baths? There's so much I want to talk about. That sounds like fun. Maybe we could all get dinner together afterwards, too. There's a place close by I always go to that I'm sure you all will enjoy. Sure, we'd be happy to take you up on that. Probably not a bad idea for us to wash up before we meet with our clients again anyway. Say what you like. I know you're just looking for an excuse to take a dip. Not that I'm against it. I could really use a bite to eat, but that's okay. A bath sounds good after everything we've done today. And it's settled. We'll join you two in the baths. Yay, that's perfect. Come on, I'll show you where the girls' ones are. Hina, calm down. They've had a long day. Take as long as you want in there, folks. You've earned it. So there is a special bath scene, but we actually had to do the quest here.
This blows. I didn't consider the fact that I'd be stuck alone in here with you.
Would you pipe down? You're killing the vibe. Just close your eyes and relax. Embrace the tranquility. and then...
Oh, shut up. I bet you every mirror in my wallet the girls are living it up on the other side of this wall.
They're probably just talking, but knowing anime, probably not.
Speaking of girls, man, I'd kill to check out that maid and the older sister's scorching bods right about. Blah!
You know
We
they can hear
sit
you.
on sacred ground, punk. Don't defile it with your libido. Keep it up, and I'll scrub you down till your skin is raw, if that's what it takes to clean that dirty brain of yours for the first time.
All right, I'll drop it. Helios, you don't have to be so serious about it.
Finally, someone just says no to that trope.
They're certainly having a lively time over there.
Ugh. Don't they realize we can hear every word they're saying?
He's not wrong, though. All you girls are just as gorgeous as Sarah. I mean, Risette's hair and skin are both so silky, she practically looks like a doll. You're so pretty too, Agnes. And how do you get those when you're only 16?
Uh-huh.
Genetics.
I'm only a year younger than you. There's no way I'm gonna be able to catch up that quickly. What's your secret? What do you eat to fill out like that, huh?
Truth be told, I've been kind of curious too. I'd love to know for future reference. I don't do anything special. Fairy, stop staring at me so much. You're scaring me.
Shahina, please. Cool it down a little. Well, I personally think Miss Al-Fayed and Miss Shahina are very beautiful in their own right. If anything, I should comment on your skin, Miss Sarah. What sort of regimen do you use to achieve such a glossy look?
Oh, I just use shea butter. The stuff they make in Tharbad is really good, and
Yay, we skipped ahead. Holy cow, you got Nina Fenley and Judith Lancer's autographs? Thank you guys so much, I'll treasure these forever, really. Oh, it's no problem. I'm glad you like them. She doesn't have all of her bandanas on her head for once. Those autographs have gotta be worth a pretty Mira. Talking about two of the hottest stars around. You might sell them? No way, how could I ever? Still, it feels so surreal right now. Can't believe my own sister's gonna be dancing up on stage with folks like them. Who'd have thought? Ah, that's the parade thingy, whatever the hell it's called. Don't get too excited about it all, Shahina. I don't think they're going to ask me to do anything that big. Well, I still think it's awesome you get to be involved at all. Second. My throat hurts. I'm grabbing like a just a mint to make the water taste better. I started getting into actually like eating Altoids. The peppermint ones are pretty good. These are wintergreen. Interesting flavor. Wait, by dancing do you mean for the carnal cavalcade? Yeah, some director named Salvatore Godi walked up to me and asked if I wanted to take part. Not just him, he was with some other snappy-looking guy too. I went nuts for Sarah. Apparently Mr. Godi was all, "Baby, you're more perfect than Adios herself. My parade isn't complete without you." He was dead set on bringing her on, whatever it took. It wasn't long before she folded like a house of cards. Shahina, you don't have to tell them every little thing about it. I am not sure what this carnal cavalcade is. Is it some event that will be part of the film festival? Yeah, it's a parade that'll kick off when the festival opens. It sounds like it's going to be quite the production. Like Shahina said, I guess it's supposed to include famous actresses and whatnot. I can see you fitting right in there, Sarah. You're gonna do great. I know Godi can talk pretty raunchy, but his passion and taste are the real deal. Didn't say all that just to be nice. He says you're perfect, then he means it. You'll do just fine out there, Sarah. I know you got what it takes. Thanks, fan. That means a lot. Am I seeing things, or are you turning a little red? I am not. Stop it. Sarah, Sheeny, who's that? There you are. Where have you guys been? Hey, Timur. We're just hanging out in the hammam. And quit calling me Sheeny. I got a real name, you know. Sorry, Sheeny. You'll always be Sheeny to me. Is this a friend of yours? Yeah, he's a kid from the neighborhood. What's going on, Timur? Why were you looking for us? Someone asked me to give this to you, Sarah. That's why. Ominous. A letter? That's strange. I wonder what it could be. Thanks, Timur. What the? Is everything okay? What's wrong, sir? What in the world? Decline to participate in the parade, or tragedy will befall you. That's a lot of words. Shame we're not reading most of them. Somebody's sick idea of a joke. So that's a second threat. Can't believe even Sarah of all people got one of those threatening notes. According to that Timur boy, a Central Easterner that he passed who was working for a shipping company gave the note to him. Guess that delivery person's most likely innocent. Just like with Nina and Judith, the culprit's probably going through several layers to cover up the real origin point of the note. That makes tracking him down incredibly tricky. Slippery bastard. Can't make it easy on us, can they? Are Sarah and Shahina going to be okay? Who knows? I really think you two should talk to the guild about this. I agree. I'm sure they will give your case priority attention since it involves a civilian in danger. I imagine that any fees they would charge for their services would be quite nominal too. I don't know about that. Huh. Come on, you gotta do something, Sarah. This really creeps me out. I hate to suggest this, but maybe you should quit the parade if that's the safest thing to do. No, I can't. Apparently, preparations for the parade are almost complete. If I pull out now, I'll probably cause a lot of trouble for the director and everyone else involved in it. That's what'll happen if I turn to the guild too, isn't it? Can't say for sure, but if things go south, I can definitely see that being the case, yeah. But Sarah... And I know this is really presumptuous of me to ask, but... Is this something you and your agency can handle for me? Of course, I'm prepared to pay you for your services. No, I don't expect you to do it for free. That's real generous of you. Thinking on her case were as cheap an extension to what we're doing for Nina and Judith. Don't you get the feeling she's trying to hide something? What? She is? I got that impression too. I think there's something going on with her that we don't know about. Well, deal's a deal. Whatever it is, we already promised we'd help her. Plus, for all we know, this might turn up some new leads. Following this could be a good idea. As a first step, would you like me to pinpoint which company was responsible for delivering the note? Wouldn't hurt to know for sure. In the meantime, we need to go to the entertainment district. The other ladies are waiting for us at the hotel. We need to fill them in on everything that's happened, including this new note. See, any new people with dialogue? No.
What's next? Off we go.
Hell yeah. There are 2 side quests, actually. Racer? Yep. I've been looking into the new arrivals who are coming into the area from the Central East. So far, nothing suspicious has turned up about those coming from Al-Saim, which means... Either way, Tharbad's going to see an influx of tourists starting tomorrow. We have to optimize our intel gathering as best we can. Can't expect our help from the capital to take care of everything for us. With all the cars here for the festival, running these lots is tough. We're seeing more and more accidents and burglaries. Not that tourists didn't blunder into trouble before, but these last few days have been a real uptick in rough types of all sorts. Don't get me started on nighttime. People have dinner in their cars and just chuck garbage out the windows. Would it kill those people to spare a thought for those of us who actually have to run these places? Seriously. Agreed on that point. Gotta care about the other workers. Have self-discipline. A mom visited. Got another Employee of the Month thing here. Huh. Things are as bustling as ever come nightfall, which is great for me. Tharbad's always been a little rough and tumble, but I've never seen people here go this wild before. Not that I can complain. Bringing in that much more money to me, so that's what it takes. That's what it takes.
Looking to buy something you again?
No. I'm not looking to buy anything. Why's my dad trying to keep me stuck inside the city? It's such a waste of a perfectly good car. Oh well, at least at the film festival, you don't get stuff like that around here every day. Might as well enjoy it while I can. This herbal hookah's good stuff. I guess for now, I'll just have to content myself with enjoying what's local. Could be worse, I guess.
Well,
I guess the film festival being so close has got me feeling fired up, because I could go for some excitement right about now. There's nothing more exciting than cruising around the dunes. Get that crusty old butler in the passenger seat, and I just know I'll have a damn good time. Young master, must we have this conversation again? I fully appreciate your desire to live in Rome as you please. Truly I do. However, your father is merely trying to ensure that you do not needlessly suffer out in the real world before you are ready. That is why it is important for you to learn etiquette. Once you do, you can appeal to your father to loosen his restrictions. Young master was such an intelligent, well-behaved boy when he was young. The loss of his mother affected him profoundly. Even so, he does grasp the basics of etiquette, yet these past few days he's acted rather strangely. What could have happened? Could it be the fucking Orbal hookah in his hand? That is the fucking commonality I'm sensing. I will call this out until it is actually a thing. I know I saw that dancer somewhere around here at night. What could he possibly be doing in the entertainment district at such a late hour? I need to find out. What am I saying? Just because my wife left me doesn't mean I can start stalking some local. Let me get my head on straight. Wonder who the dancer he's talking about is. Don't be shy, step right up. You're gonna love what I have for sale. Better act fast though, I'm only getting more customers. This doll is as popular as ever.
Hey there. What'll it be? See ya.
This area has a casino and nightclub. I assume you wish to visit them. For intel gathering, of course.
please tell me that's not why we're here.
Of course not. You think I'd let minors into a club? Have a little faith in me. Well...
You make it hard to sometimes.
Hey man, nothing wrong with a little pleasure before business.
Just giving Van the hardest possible time. We can always count on nighttime to pick business up and land us some lovers' astronomical bets. But even by those standards, our customers have been usually eager these last couple of days. If our sponsors caught wind of the size of some of these bets, they'd be floored. They're hardly the reserve sort themselves. That's just another side of this little desert oasis we call home. Without that geological survey conducted by Valis, nobody would have ever known my ancestral lands were home to such rich mineral deposits. It was me who made the call to bring them in. Best decision I ever made. Now I'm the owner of an enormous mine. Nice thing about working with Valis folks is they take you to resorts too. Never hurts having like-minded friends who know how to go hard. I'm glad I decided to visit Tharbad. This hookah's got a surprisingly addictive flavor for how cheap this stuff it is. All the locals are getting addicted to it and causing boatloads of trouble. Awesome. We've always attracted a lot of Calvardian oligarchs and foreign nobles. One guy made his fortune from dealings with El Sahin, for example. But lately we've been seeing a lot of newly rich Calvardians, plus people with close ties to Valis too. And if that weren't enough, even director Godi himself from Vegas Films often comes here to play. He'd stopped visiting for a little while to work on the film festival, but was able to stop by today now that some of that work was behind him. Ah, so he's a gambler too. I am not surprised. It's been a while since director Godi paid us a little visit. Believe it or not, he's actually a fairly decent gambler. In case you couldn't tell from his films, that man's desires are bottomless. that mind, gambling makes him play bold. Or with a mind like that, gambling makes him play bold. But I guess without that sort of attitude, he wouldn't be able to make the kind of movies he does. It's not manning the bar this time? Oh look, it's Cody. Gotti. Now that some of our preparations for the festival are complete, I figured it's been long enough. I'll stop by and play a few rounds. That dealer wasn't here last time I came, but let me tell you, I like the cut of his jib. He gets what it means to entertain people. He's good at throwing in big surprises to his routine. Hell, he's inspired me to throw a little something extra into the parade to spice it up even more. The question is what? If there's one thing that people crave, it's always a good shock to the system. Something stimulating. If you ask me, nothing gets the job done faster than a little FNV. Fucking in violence, you know? But I have to admit, if there's anything else out there that can prove just as stimulating, it's some good old-fashioned gambling. Where'd Bermati go? If you're looking for Bermati, he went over to the hotel. He said he was going to practice elsewhere. He wasn't here for very long, but it was an honor to get to host him at my bar. I learned a lot just from watching him. I can't help but admire his drive to hone his craft. Not everyone would move from place to place as they practice. Kudos to him, I say.
Do you know what you want?
Salty shot.
I hope to see you again.
Oh, he has a quest. Oh, it's a topic. I had the pleasure of playing against none other than Mr. Goaty himself a little while ago. I have to say, I find his views on entertainment and how to stimulate audiences to be really fascinating. I completely agree with him that nothing spices up the scene like a big surprise. All the more reason to get excited for whatever that man has in store for his carnal cavalcade, if you ask me. When you work as a dealer, you learn that nothing gets a player worked up like a little zestiness they can't even see coming. There's no greater honor in this line of work than being able to deliver a good surprise your players will never forget.
Let me ask you something.
The green-haired bracer. I see, so you guys want to know about that green-haired bracer. Yes, I remember him, alright. Quite clearly, as a matter of fact. We don't see many customers like him. Really? Tell us more. He came around here about an hour ago while out on patrol. There was something about him that looked a little odd. He was watching the other patrons for some reason, as if he was trying to size them up or some such. I think he might have been investigating something. Is that what brings you here too? Yeah, something like that. You happen to see this bracer talk to anyone? What do you think? Yes, I remember him trying to strike up a conversation with the one man who was playing alone. Police were also making their rounds at the time. When he knows him approaching, he was rather quick to depart. Still trying to avoid getting spotted by the cops, sounds like. For someone acting so brazen, this guy's a real chicken shit. I'm a little concerned about him staring at the other visitors like that, too. Indeed, the more that we talk, the more hindsight makes me feel something was amiss with him. In any case, I'm afraid that is all I can share about the bracer in question. I can only guess what you would want with him. But regardless, I wish you all luck in your endeavors. Well, Emmett, thanks for your time, and for the hot tip, too. Okay, folks, let's see if anyone else caught wind of our sneak. As you wish. And we're out of here. You. Hey there, folks. Need something to do tonight? In fact, you boys thinking of going off by yourselves later? Because if you are, I know some fun joints you'll enjoy that I keep to myself during the day, if you know what I mean. Hell yeah, now you're speaking my language. I'm from Longport, so I know a thing or two about having fun. Definitely interested to see how good this town can party. That's a spirit. And here's a tip. Check out the underground nightclub that's just past here. The girls there are the real deal. Just about everyone comes away from there a happy customer, trust me. Aaron, your thoughts remain sparkling pure, I hope. Stay focused, kid. We're here on business, remember? Though granted, it might not be the worst idea to slip in there for a bit. Never know what kind of dirt you'll dig up in those joints. I am going to have to go in there just out of pure curiosity now that it will actually be populated. Sounds like some new girls have recently joined the nightclub too. They tend to have their reasons for being there, but they're all legit. You have to be crazy not to like what they have to offer.
Whoops.
Hell yes, it's open. You ain't going in there, punk, unless you want to be responsible for bringing minors into a nightclub. I had a feeling they were going to kick us out. Killjoy. Oh, the officers changed places. These cutting-edge orbital hookahs are the best. They're easy to hide, and even better, they're a great way to cope with the heat here. I'm telling you, without a good way to relax, there's no way I'd be able to do my job. Bet something like this would do Officer Vernier some good too. A woman seriously needs to learn to chill out. It can't be good. Stop smoking the hookah. You came here hoping to meet some celebrities or something, only to end up spending all day in that shop. Oh well, the film festival hasn't even started yet. There's still plenty of chances to catch glimpses of the rich and famous. You probably should have gotten out of that place a little sooner. Oh well, I managed to snag souvenirs for everyone back home already, at least, so it was still time well spent. Ish. Shadine, our owner, is a very decisive person and has a lot of drive as a leader, which I certainly respect. I don't think I've ever seen the eye with the, like, essentially a hyphen in place of the dot. Interesting. We might be successful right now, but being a little too certain about things can breed apprehension, you know? For example, I used to inspect new stock as it came in, but now that the company is all about speed, well...
Alrighty.
They let shit slip through. I get it. My shop attracts its fair share of customers because I deal in rarities that you can't find elsewhere. But even I can't ignore the real sales potential that these orbital hookahs seem to possess. If things like these are what's in vogue these days, then I need to make sure to pay attention and stock up accordingly. That's why it's crucial to interact with your customers so you remain clued in to what they want as they want them.
Welcome. Thank you for coming.
Well, why aren't you selling the orbital hookahs?
We await your next visit.
I'm so in love with this brand.
It may just be me, but people around Tharbad seem to be strangely elated as of late. It's not just the tourists either. Even local residents and other Central Easterners are in exponentially high spirits. It could simply be excitement for the upcoming film festival, but I've never seen anything like it for any event.
What can I do for you?
Somebody else is very suspicious about whatever the hell is going on here. Does she not have a thing equipped on her? In that slot? She has a shadow muzzle. As pistol. That's arts damage. She does not have any slots here. What does everybody else have? Nomad robes. We have a little bit of Mira. We're getting to the point where it's getting hard to afford a lot of these equipments. Let's see, just that only adds a little bit of resistance. Although it looks like we may want to get a pair for Anya's there. Yeah, it's like 15 cents. Pretty darn good. Do we want to buy one more? Should be able to buy these from the shop later on.
See you again.
In the dungeon. Way back in the day, I always had work fixing up orbital vehicles for caravans because of how often they'd break down from the sand. And now that they're built to take such terrain, that work's dried up, which is how I wound up getting recruited to come work here. Being surrounded by cutting-edge tech in such a clean, pristine workplace really hits home just how much things have changed.
Hey, welcome.
We got all these. We do have a little bit of Sepith, so pretty much all we could do is maybe open up plugin, because she is missing some slots. There we go. Oh, she's also missing this. Yeah, sure. You know, she has another thing to throw on. We even have something to throw in that slot.
Don't worry, that's a single element slot.
Evade.
Skills altered.
Hey, welcome. Thanks, pal.
That should be good for now. So I guess we'll just avoid the police station and skip ahead to the side quest over there. Most important part. There's so many people here tonight. Lately, I've been seeing more and more sorts you don't usually get in the evenings, probably because of the film festival. Not that I'm complaining, more sales for me. I'm looking to save up and travel, so as far as I'm concerned, it's all good luck. She has the same bit of dialogue as the other guy. Like, all the way back there, you know, and towards the entrance of the district. Just happy that we're getting more sales. Getting a lot of people eating dinner at my stall, which feels great. And as tasty as a good bite to eat during the festival, especially with my singing to accompany it. I'm telling you, my silky voice makes everything taste exponentially better. It's science, I tell you. Science.
Look around all you like. Peace out.
This guy, first I catch him eyeing up the nightclub while he and I are supposed to be on a date together. Then he just happens to get a call from work while I'm lecturing him, and then skips out on our date altogether. This could be much worse of a night out, even if I tried. They seem to be having a good time. Inspector, what do you mean I have to get ready? You're coming out to Tharbad tomorrow? But why? I mean, yes, I get it's for an investigation, but why do I have to get involved when I'm supposed to be taking time off? I understand, sir, but yeah, if you insist. You're gonna receive additional time off later to make up for this, right? Hey, Nate, honey, you're not doing what I think you're doing, are you? Sorry, babe. Duty calls. I got work to do. So much for being serious. Wait, is he telling the truth? You're kidding me. That's not supposed to happen on a vacation. Sigh. Man, I didn't expect the inspector to show up all the way out here. Suppose I'm going to be off duty for crying out loud. I'm supposed to be off duty for crying out loud. I'm on a date to boot. Can you respect a guy's precious downtime? I have a topic I want to bring up, buddy. You're observant. Huh. You say you're looking for a green-haired bracer. Yeah, I saw a guy like that. He came up and talked to us early today, as a matter of fact. No kidding. I was just trying my luck and asking. Didn't expect you all to have actually seen the guy. Yeah, well, congratulations. Now you guys scram. We're in the middle of a date. Oh, come on. What's a little favor between friends, huh? Just tell us what you know about that nerd and we'll get right out of your hair. Believe me, last thing any of us want is to interrupt your guys' little tryst. As long as it was getting good. If you punks have a way of pushing my buttons, fine, let's talk. Long story short, we were talking to your green-haired bracer just a bit ago. He asked if we were having trouble with anything and offered to help. Just out of the blue like that. Interesting. Then what? Nothing really. He cut things short, then took off for somewhere. Looking back on it, that wasn't really, I don't know, bracer-like of him to do. Hey, don't you remember? He ran away after you said there was nothing to worry about because you're a cop. Maybe it was just me, but it felt like he really got tense as soon as you mentioned that. Oh yeah, guess he did, didn't he? Huh, and you're supposed to be a detective? The rest of this story is completely unremarkable. However, the fact you were so concerned about police attention certainly stands out. Feels like we're starting to close in on the guy. Thanks for filling us in. Sorry we eat up so much of your time. Go on and enjoy the rest of your date. It was springless until you idiots showed up. Sigh, I don't know what you all are investigating this time, You better not cause trouble for the police, got it? Yeah. Alright, I think we've talked to enough folks so we can paint a decent picture of what's going on. Let's find someplace quiet to talk and see what we can come up with. In that case, might I suggest that area over there? Now that we're all settled, let's go over what we know. First, this green-haired bracer's shown some weird behavior for a guy in this line of work. He's overly leery of competition, even for a bracer, and was sizing up customers at the casino. Which is to say, that's no bracer act, he's rolling like a petty thief. Which would make sense if his bracer appearance is simply a disguise. This is starting to sound a lot like that man impersonating a policeman earlier today. Is it literally the same guy? It would be hilarious if it was. Yep, and just like then, going around impersonating a bracer's not the kind of heat most are going to want to risk getting nicked for. Now, this smells like a case of greed getting the better of a guy while he's working towards something else. Oh yeah? That Officer Camillo guy was one of the Devonsey brothers that are wanted by the police, right? Oh yeah, I forgot that there were brothers. It's probably the other brother. Could the bracer be the other brother? Whatever it all is, the main problem right now is that all the eyewitness reports have come from stuff that just took place. For a guy who seems to be wandering around looking for suckers to rob, he doesn't exactly have a whole lot to show for it. Which could mean, since he already successfully robbed somebody after getting in their car, he could be thinking of trying that again. Exactly. That's my hunch. I'm surprised they actually wrote out the abbreviated exactly. Is there any way we could put a stop to him before he targets anyone else? Actually, I may have a suggestion toward that end. If we assume that the perpetrator is going to target the driver of a car with a flat tire as he did before, then why don't I conduct a wide area search for potential car targets among the ones that have been driving into Tharbad this evening? Damn, you could do that? That'd save us a lot of trouble. Indeed I can. It's a form of shard-based information analysis. Well then, I shall initiate the search, starting now. Search complete. Oh, what do we have here? As it happens, there appears to be a car stranded near the entrance to the city. Bingo! This guy's gonna strike again? Odds are good, that's our mark. Yeah, let's keep an eye on that car's signal while we stake out this so-called bracer. See if he finally shows himself. How close that car is, should only take a few minutes for it to pull into town. We'll go to the parking lot and wait there. Sounds good to me. Head right there. But, damn, I'm tired, so, let's just complete the side quest for tonight. I should have saved. Several minutes after commencing the stakeout in the parking lot. So this random dude. Man, I don't know how we would have made it here if it weren't for you. Seriously, thank you so much. Oh, no problem. I'm happy I can help. I'm just happy I could help at all, really. I only did a quick fix, though. You really should take old Reliable here into a mechanic later and have it looked at by a professional. Will do. Thanks again for everything, but isn't there something we can do to repay you? I feel bad not doing more. Don't worry, all in a day's work for a bracer. Your thanks is its own reward. Oh, it is, huh? Or else you can nick a reward of your choice to boot. What the? That didn't take long. Gotcha, pal. You're not going anywhere. What do you think you're doing? Sorry to scare you folks. We're with Arkwright Solutions, as if they would know what Arkwright Solutions is. We've been on the trail of this guy for reasons that'll come clear in a moment. Why? He's a bracer. What could he have possibly done wrong? Get your hands out of there. That's... And there it is. A wallet. Does this happen to belong to you guys? Barry handed the wallet to the tourists. What the... Yeah, that's mine. I had it stashed inside my bag on the back seat. Are you telling me this bracer stole it? That's exactly it. That's just a start. Just so you all don't get any wrong ideas about bracers, you should know this guy's a fraud. It's may sound like a strange question to ask, but did you two get a flat tire on your way to town tonight? Yeah, we did actually. Figured it was because it was such a long drive. Luckily, this bracer happened to come across us and offered to help. That's how we got here. That's the problem. It's very likely he's the one who punctured your tire in the first place. He seems to have this method where he bursts a tire, then pretends to be passing by before offering to repair it. He then hitches a ride back to town, steals whatever he finds in the back seat. Isn't that right? I got some part of it wrong. Now's the time to correct me. Ugh. By Adios, so he was pretending to be a bracer all along just so he could rob me? I didn't sense anything wrong at all. If you guys hadn't shown up when you did, we'd have been completely clueless. And whose fault is that, huh? That's what you get for trusting someone just because they say they're a bracer, you morons. I accidentally turned on the thingy. What if I took things too far this time because they were so easy to sucker? Who cares? Wait a second. Let's reset my controller. There we go. Go ahead and turn me in. At the end of the day, our objective is still within reach. So there is more going on. What are you planning? Who can say? Once we get our hands on that, they'll be able to post bail for me no problem. It'd be a drop in the bucket. Give me to the bracers or police or whoever you want. See what I care. Oh, looks like you got a sassy one on our hands. I think this guy needs to be taught a lesson he won't forget. Do your worst, dirtbag, I dare you. Put in part, kid. There's no need for us to rake him over the coals personally. We'll turn him into the guild, and then it'll be their problem. That way they'll owe us a favor for saving their reputation. In that case, I shall contact the Bracer Guild so arrangements can be made. Although before I do so, I must say, Mr. Arkwright, this has been a rather impressive exercise. It's been a true honor and a pleasure to finally see for myself how such a renowned Spriggan goes about his business. Don't need to be buttered up. Thanks, but just bring him up already so we can get on with the rest of our night. As you wish. Upon receiving Rosette's call, a Bracer team rushed to the scene, taking the Emerald Hair imposter into custody themselves. As for the tourists, they were subsequently brought to both the guild house and police to testify about what took place. Similarly, Van and the others also visited the Bracer Guild to offer their own report on the matter. I can't believe the bracer we were all looking for turned out to be a fake. I'm glad you all found him as quickly as you did. It could have caused real problems for us if he'd stayed on the loose for too long. On behalf of the guild, you have our sincere thanks for stopping him. We really appreciate it. Give me a second. I just want to check something out. Okay, we're good. On behalf of the guild, we have our sincere thanks for stopping him. We really appreciate it. No, don't mention it. Our curiosity got the better of us, that's all. Though, some might say you guys owe us one regardless. Oh, no question. We're more than willing to compensate you for everything you've done, including paying you for your time. I'm just surprised that Bracer turned out to be who he was. Yeah, another one of those thieving brothers who are wanted back in Edith. That's crazy. Already managed to nab both of them. Hopefully it means that there'll be less crime around here at the very least. Agreed. The film festival probably needs heightened security in light of all this. Anyway, thanks again for taking care of all that, everyone. If anything else comes up tomorrow, we'd appreciate your help then, too.
Mission accomplished!
Yeah.
Great job, you guys!
Mira deposit confirmed.
Ray and Chaos up. Still stuck on rank 2. Alright, let's turn in our SP, because I think we should have enough to rank up. Although we only did one quest, I'm not sure how close we were. Let's see.
Gotta keep this up.
So close. We need one more quest. Or just 2 more SP.
Let's be on our way.
I figured this would be the closest thing without triggering any cutscenes. I'll talk to the rest of the people and then pause in front of the quest guy. That'll do. Tharbad's my home, so my work here feels fairly personal sometimes. All the more reason I'm trying extra hard to carry out my duties while such an enormous event is going on. Unfortunately, not all my colleagues in the force are quite as diligent, which makes work that much harder for me. If everybody just did their jobs, I probably wouldn't have so much on my plate. Too much to ask for, I suppose.
Don't be shy. Take a look.
Ah, that's what the quest markers are. Boy, am I glad my clients got air conditioning in their office, or else I would have been a sweaty mess during our meeting. Actually, while we were talking, they told me there's going to be a film festival, and that's why everyone's so jazzed up. I don't pay attention to entertainment news at all, so I had no idea they were putting on anything like that here. Just so happens my schedule opened up, so I might make time to check it out, just to see what all the fuss is about. Sounds like the selection process is going to take time anyway, so we might as well look around and check stuff out while we wait. After all, the film festival's attracted lots of actors and production staff we wouldn't otherwise normally get to meet. That's exciting. We spent a lot to travel out here, so we need to make the most of it and enjoy ourselves too. Maybe I'll ask for some autographs.
Well,
I caught my first glimpse of President Dillon in the flesh, and he's not quite what I imagined him to be. I figured the head of an up-and-coming film studio he'd be more flexible and daring leader, but I guess not. I guess Vegas Films owes its rapid rise to Salvatore Gotti and his talent behind the camera more than anything else. I'm saving. I can barely speak at the moment. I'm overly tired. So, I guess I got a lot of talking done, so that's always good. So, until next time, have a good night.